Have you ever felt your legs weaker than before? Have you had the feeling that you're losing agility when getting up from a chair, climbing stairs, or even walking long distances without getting tired? If so, you may be going through a silent, dangerous, and often overlooked process, accelerated muscle loss known as sarcopenia. The scariest part, this process begins to intensify after age 60 and can progress quickly, stealing your strength, your stability, and in many cases, your independence. Many elderly people who today rely on canes, wheelchairs, or caregivers didn't get to that condition because of accidents, but due to accumulated muscle loss over the years, a problem that could have been prevented or reversed with simple daily habits. But most people only notice when it's already too late. When the muscles no longer respond, steps become unsteady, and the risk of falling becomes a constant threat. What few people know is that nutrition plays a decisive role in this process. And that's precisely why this video is so important. Today you will discover the 3 most powerful foods to naturally, safely, and effectively reverse muscle loss. These foods are not a passing fad, nor a miracle promise. They are recommended by doctors, physical therapists, and nutritionists around the world for one clear reason: they work. Imagine regaining the strength in your legs, feeling more stable when walking, climbing stairs confidently, getting back to doing your tasks alone without fear of falling or needing help. All of this is possible when your body receives the right nutrients, those that feed your muscles, stimulate fiber regeneration, and fight the processes that cause wear over time. And best of all, you don't need expensive medications or questionable supplements. You just need consistency, guidance, and the right foods on your plate. But pay attention. The 3rd food on the list is surprising. It's simple, accessible, but few people know that it has the power to directly activate muscle synthesis in the elderly. So, watch until the end and learn how to use it to your advantage. Have you ever wondered why, as the years go by, simple activities like getting out of bed, carrying a bag, or even walking for a few minutes seem to take more effort than before? The answer may lie in a silent and devastating condition called sarcopenia, the progressive loss of muscle mass related to aging. Sarcopenia starts slowly, almost imperceptibly. You feel a bit more tired, maybe a little less stable going up a step, or find it harder to squat and stand up. These signs don't usually attract much attention at first, but over time they accumulate until they completely compromise your mobility. And the most frightening part is that, for many seniors, this process is already underway, and no one told them. Starting at age 60, the human body loses an average of 1% of muscle mass per year. By age 70, this loss can reach up to 2% annually. In practical terms, this means that muscles that once supported your weight, protected your bones, and enabled firm movements are now shrinking, becoming weaker, and more susceptible to injury. This loss primarily affects the legs, hips, glutes, and trunk, areas essential for maintaining balance and the body's functional strength. This condition is worsened by several factors: physical inactivity, diets poor in protein and micronutrients, the naturally decreased hormone production that comes with age, medication use, inflammatory diseases, and even chronic emotional stress. But the most serious mistake is believing that this is just a normal part of aging and therefore nothing can be done. In reality, sarcopenia can be prevented and even reversed as long as you start now. The secret lies in muscle nutrition, providing your body with the right foods in the ideal amounts every day. Muscle is living tissue. It needs to be fed, stimulated, and protected. If ignored, sarcopenia doesn't only affect your physical strength, it compromises your independence, your self-esteem, and even your mental health. Muscle loss is directly linked to the risk of falls, fractures, hospitalizations, and, in more severe cases, prolonged confinement and total dependence. But there is another path, a natural, science-based path that begins with what's on your plate. In the next section, we'll reveal the first food that helps reverse this process and rebuild your muscles safely, even after 60, 70, or 80 years of age. Get ready, because this information could change your health. Food number 1, considered the complete food for rebuilding aging muscles. You've probably heard that eggs are a nutritious food. But what most people don't know is that, for those over 60, eggs are practically a natural medicine, one of the most powerful for slowing muscle loss, restoring strength, and increasing physical independence in a safe and accessible way. Let's start with the basics. Eggs are one of the most complete sources of bioavailable protein on the planet. This means the human body can absorb, break down, and utilize these proteins extremely efficiently. And for those suffering from muscle loss, this trait is essential. After all, muscle can only be rebuilt with high-quality protein building blocks. But what makes eggs even more special? They contain all the essential amino acids, those the body doesn't produce on its own and must obtain from food. Among them is leucine, a key amino acid, for directly stimulating muscle protein synthesis. In older adults, this stimulus tends to be weaker, which is why leucine-rich foods like eggs become so important after age 60. Beyond protein, eggs are rich in choline, a substance that supports communication between nerves and muscles. In other words, eggs not only nourish the muscle itself but also enhance neuromuscular connection, responsible for balance, coordination, and quick movements. This reduces the risk of falls, stumbles, and sudden leg weakness, situations that unfortunately are common among older adults and can lead to fractures or hospital stays. Another nutrient found in abundance in eggs is vitamin D, which works together with calcium to strengthen bones and prevent muscle weakness. Vitamin D deficiency is extremely common among the elderly, especially those who spend little time in the sun. The good news is that eggs provide this vitamin naturally, helping the body maintain both muscle and bone health in an integrated way. And we can't forget the healthy fats found in the yolk, which aid in the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K, all essential for muscle tissue regeneration and inflammation control. A body with less inflammation finds it easier to rebuild muscle and suffers less from joint pain. But how should eggs be properly incorporated into your routine? Ideally, you should consume between 1 to 3 eggs per day, depending on the recommendation of your doctor or nutritionist. They can be boiled, scrambled, poached, or included in dishes like vegetable omelets. The important thing is to avoid frying them in unhealthy oils or combining them with processed meats like bacon or sausages, which negate their benefits. A common mistake. Many people are still afraid to eat eggs due to cholesterol. However, numerous studies have already shown that the cholesterol in eggs does not pose a risk for most people, especially when part of a balanced diet. What really causes an increase in bad cholesterol, LDL, are ultra-processed foods, refined sugars, and trans fats, not natural eggs. Another frequent mistake is eating only the egg white and discarding the yolk. This is a major nutritional waste. The yolk contains most of the vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and choline. In other words, to obtain the full benefit of eggs, it's essential to consume the whole egg. Finally, it's worth noting that eggs are also extremely affordable. Unlike expensive supplements or premium meats, eggs are found in almost every kitchen and can be prepared in countless ways. This makes it easier to stick to the habit and makes muscle recovery sustainable and enjoyable over the long term. If you're looking for a simple, safe, and scientifically proven first step to begin strengthening your muscles today, eggs are that step. A small food with a big impact. And when combined with the next 2 foods we're about to reveal, it can completely transform your vitality, your posture, and your independence. Food number 2. Considered the plant-based fuel that reactivates your dormant muscles. In a scenario where many older adults associate muscle strength solely with meat consumption, there's a plant-based food that challenges this logic and delivers impressive results. Lentils. Small in size but enormous in impact, lentils are true reservoirs of plant-based protein, iron, fiber, and essential minerals for muscle rebuilding and maintaining energy as you age. Let's start with what matters most to those losing muscle mass: quality protein. Lentils offer a surprising amount of protein in each serving. 1 cup of cooked lentils contains about 18 grams of protein, more than many seniors consume in an entire meal. And this protein is rich in essential amino acids, including leucine, isoleucine, and valine, all directly involved in muscle tissue regeneration and construction. But protein isn't everything. The great differentiator of lentils lies in their unique combination of protein and complex carbohydrates. This means that, in addition to providing raw material for muscle building, they also offer slow-release energy that keeps the body active, the mind alert, and helps prevent the constant fatigue many people over 60 feel throughout the day. Strong muscles without energy are of no use, and lentils address both at the same time. Another highlight is their iron content. Iron deficiency is common among older adults and is directly linked to weakness, chronic fatigue, and decreased physical performance. The iron in lentils helps transport oxygen through the blood, which is essential for nourishing active muscles and stimulating the growth of new muscle fibers after every walk, stair climb, or light exercise. A body low in iron simply cannot sustain the pace needed to keep muscles engaged. Lentils are also rich in magnesium, a crucial mineral for muscle and nerve function. Magnesium is involved in muscle contraction, cellular energy production, and helps reduce cramps and muscle spasms, symptoms that often bother people with early-stage sarcopenia. And that's not all. They provide a considerable amount of zinc and potassium, two often overlooked minerals that are essential for proper muscle cell function. Potassium, for instance, is responsible for maintaining fluid balance and preventing lean mass loss. Zinc supports cell regeneration and the healing process, which is vital for seniors who have experienced falls or injuries. One of the biggest mistakes older adults make is relying exclusively on meat for protein, which can lead to kidney overload, increased cholesterol, and digestive issues. Lentils emerge here as a lighter, more accessible, sustainable, and highly nutritious alternative. And what's more, unlike processed or cured meats, lentils do not cause inflammation, do not raise blood pressure, and help balance cholesterol levels. They're also easy to prepare. Lentils can be cooked with herbs, made into soups, added to salads, or even used as a base for veggie burgers. And unlike meat, they don't require constant refrigeration, have a long shelf life, and are budget-friendly. But a word of caution, not every preparation method preserves their nutrients. Cooking them for long periods with excess salt or unhealthy oils can reduce their nutritional value. The ideal method is to cook them in filtered water with natural herbs and a pinch of turmeric or ginger, which enhance their anti-inflammatory effect. Another common mistake, consuming lentils only occasionally. For their effects to be noticeable, frequency is more important than quantity. Including at least half a cup of lentils 3 to 5 times per week is already enough to notice improvements in energy, strength, and even walking endurance. And finally, perhaps the greatest benefit of lentils lies in their ability to act on several fronts at once: rebuilding muscle, providing energy, balancing metabolism, strengthening the nervous system, and even offering protection against chronic diseases such as type 2 diabetes and hypertension. Including lentils in your diet is more than a food choice. It's a gesture of respect for your body. It's a simple, practical, and powerful way to rebuild what time has been silently eroding: strength, stability, and the freedom to move without fear. Food number 3, whole natural yogurt, the invisible reinforcement that nourishes muscles and bones at the same time. When we think of foods that strengthen muscles and preserve mobility in older age, it's common to picture lean meats, supplements, or green vegetables. But there is a discreet, often underestimated food that combines high-quality protein, bioavailable calcium, and probiotics that act directly on muscle metabolism and bone health. We're talking about whole natural yogurt, a true invisible reinforcement for the aging body. Yogurt is one of the most accessible and complete forms of functional nutrition for older adults. Let's start with the protein. A 200-gram serving of natural yogurt contains between 8 and 12 grams of high biological value protein, with all the essential amino acids the body needs to build and maintain muscle mass. Like eggs and lentils, it provides leucine, the amino acid that switches on protein synthesis in muscle. But its unique advantage lies in its synergy with calcium. Calcium is widely known for its role in bone health, but few people realize it also plays a part in muscle contraction, nerve impulse transmission, and cell regeneration. In yogurt, this calcium is in a highly absorbable form. Unlike the calcium in many supplements, which often pass through the body without being effectively used. Even more, yogurt contains vitamin D, especially when made with whole cow's milk. Vitamin D regulates calcium absorption and helps the body use it correctly. Without enough vitamin D, even high calcium intake becomes useless. And this is critical, because most elderly individuals are deficient in vitamin D, which weakens muscles, bones, and even the immune system. Therefore, by consuming natural yogurt, you're providing your body with a powerful combination of protein plus calcium plus vitamin D, all in a single food. And there's more. Yogurt is rich in probiotics, beneficial bacteria that balance gut flora. This may seem unrelated to muscle health, but it's not. A healthy gut improves nutrient absorption, reduces chronic systemic inflammation, and supports the production of natural anabolic hormones such as IGF-1, insulin-like growth factor, which is directly involved in muscle mass regeneration. Silent inflammation is one of the most common causes of muscle loss during aging, and the probiotics in yogurt act as peacekeepers within the body. They help control inflammatory processes, strengthen the immune system, and at the same time support the body in responding better to physical exercise and proper nutrition. But be careful, not all yogurts serve this purpose. Products with artificial fruit flavors, sweeteners, sugar, or flavorings do not provide the same benefits. On the contrary, they increase the risk of blood sugar spikes, harm gut microbiota, and promote inflammation. The ideal choice is whole natural yogurt, with no added sugar or dyes, and preferably containing live active cultures. Many older adults also make the mistake of consuming yogurt sporadically and in isolation. For the benefits to manifest, it must become a daily habit, incorporated into breakfast, snacks, or even used as a base for healthy salad dressings. Here's a simple tip. Combining yogurt with fruits rich in vitamin C like strawberries or kiwis enhances calcium absorption and boosts the anti-inflammatory effect of the meal. Another common mistake is the fear of consuming whole milk products due to their natural fat content. However, this fat not only aids in the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins, such as A, D, and K, but also promotes satiety and metabolic stability. Recent studies show that moderate consumption of whole dairy products is associated with reduced cardiovascular risk and better body composition, contrary to what was once believed. Whole natural yogurt, therefore, is not just a supplement. It is a strategic tool for muscle and bone recovery and protection, ideal for seniors seeking to maintain independence, balance, and energy in their daily lives. It acts on the digestive system, the endocrine system, and cellular metabolism, making it a true ally in the fight against sarcopenia. If eggs are the food of muscle and lentils are the plant-based fuel for strength, whole natural yogurt is the link between bones, the gut, and functional vitality. Three pillars that together support what matters most: the freedom to live with autonomy, safety, and ease. If you've made it this far, that's already an important sign. You care about your health, your strength, and the future you can still build, no matter if you are 60, 70, or 80 years old. And the truth is, many don't make it this far. Many prefer to ignore the signs, accept weakness as something normal with age, and resign themselves to an increasingly limited life. But not you. You're seeking knowledge, and more than that, you're willing to act. And that is exactly what makes all the difference. In this video, you've discovered 3 simple, accessible, and scientifically proven foods that can help reverse muscle weakening: eggs, lentils, and whole natural yogurt. Each one on its own already provides a solid foundation for muscle rebuilding and protection. But together they form a powerful nutritional plan that works on multiple fronts in the body at the same time, strengthening muscles, improving nutrient absorption, balancing hormones, controlling inflammation, and preserving bone mass. And now comes the most important part: putting this into practice. Don't wait for Monday, next month, or your next doctor's appointment. The change starts today, and it doesn't have to be complicated. Here's a practical plan you can begin within the next 24 hours. Breakfast: a glass of whole natural yogurt with a spoonful of oats and slices of banana or strawberry. Simple, nutritious, and powerful. Lunch. Include half a cup of cooked lentils as a side dish or as the base for a warm salad with vegetables and extra virgin olive oil. Dinner. Scrambled eggs with sautéed spinach or a 2-egg omelette with fresh herbs. Bioavailable protein, ready to support nighttime muscle repair. This plan doesn't require expensive supplements, gym memberships, or complicated recipes. It only requires a daily commitment to your own health. But remember, no food, no matter how powerful, works miracles on its own. If you're facing accelerated muscle loss, hormonal imbalances, or bone fragility, it's essential to consult a trusted healthcare professional. A doctor, nutritionist, or geriatrician can assess your individual needs, run specific tests, and develop a personalized strategy to maximize the effects of proper nutrition. Additionally, talk to your doctor about checking your vitamin D levels, lean mass, and even inflammatory markers. Many older adults live for years with low levels of vitamin D, iron, or magnesium without knowing it, and they pay the price with leg pain, chronic fatigue, nighttime cramps, and silent falls. A simple test can reveal what's missing and accelerate your progress. Another important point, don't go through this process alone. Share this video with someone you love, a friend, a sibling, a neighbor who may also be feeling weaker or more unsteady on their feet. Sometimes all it takes for someone to make a change is the right word at the right moment. You can be that word for someone. And if you felt that this content truly helped you, leave the word strength in the comments. That helps me know you're with me on this journey. And if you want to keep learning how to live with more independence, mobility, and energy, even after 60, subscribe to the channel right now. Every week here, I bring you practical, honest, and science-based information made especially for you. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a clear message. You still have time. There is still time to rebuild what has been lost. There is still time to walk with stability again, to climb stairs with confidence, to feel proud of your vitality. It doesn't matter what you didn't do in the past few years. What matters is what you're going to do now. And if all of this still feels far off, start small. Choose just one of the foods presented and add it to your routine. After a week, include the second. Before you know it, your body will begin to respond. And with the body comes the mind, the energy, the courage to live more and live better. Remember, muscle loss is not a sentence. It's a warning, a call from your body asking for attention. And now you have the tools to answer that call with wisdom, with action, and with hope. Thank you for being here. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care. Your body can still take you much farther than you imagine.